Hi, this is Roman again, and in this next video we will continue modeling stairs and railings. So let's take a look at this reference here, the plan, and go back to our first floor and start modeling the next stair flight. So if I would scroll down and see the section here, and let's zoom in a little bit. It says 12 risers, 7-inch each, so it has 7 feet full height for that flight of stairs. So this time I will pick properties from the first stair that we built by clicking on option, and you see when I click option, there's this like eyedropper, so that I can just pick properties from this object from stairs, and now it remembers everything what we set up previously. The only thing we need to change, of course, is the bottom of that stair, which will start at the 5 feet height. So I would go back to the top head set of settings here, and I'll say I want to start from 5 feet. I'll just type 5. It adds feet by default, and the height of these stairs I will link it to the second floor, and I already set up the floor settings. I probably should show that to you in the beginning, but we can check it in a bit. I will change this to 0, so automatically it will calculate that it will give me 7 feet stair height, and it will also calculate the number of risers, which is 12, and 7-inch the riser height. So this is exactly what we need. The thread depth is going to be exactly the same, or run depth, and then the stair width will also will leave the same. I will not change this slanting angle parameter, and I will just leave the rest of the settings as is and just hit OK, and first click, and you see I'm extending it, and it's exactly what I drew before. So the second click, the next vertex, and here it is. I built my second flight of stairs. Let's look in 3D and zoom in a little bit. And again, somehow it did not remember that railing setting, so I have to click. Actually, I can do this. I could potentially take properties of this, but I did not set it up yet. I didn't change the finishes. I didn't fix this fixings. I didn't extend the pipe. So we can probably change this particular handrail a little later. Let's just focus for right now on this exact handrail here. So we should make something similar to this. So I would just select this all handrail, not the handrail, but the entire guardrail, the railing, and I'll just try to pick properties of it, and with the command option, I'm holding these 2 keys on my keyboard, and you see it gives me this symbol that I can now inject this setting. So I just have to hover over the railing and click on it, and here it is. It just built this set of railings, and it still did not remember this setting. So maybe if we will save a favorite of it, it will remember it. Let's try, but before that, let me just go back to a floor plan, and I will only select everything what I see here, so I will not be bothered with the other stairs, and switch to this second option, all floors, right click, show marquee in 3D. So this time I can better rotate around, and let me try to select this rail and go to the settings and try to go up here and say save, and let's just go to favorites. I will just simply save it right here. I will not create any folder structure. Just click on this plus and I'll save a favorite. I'll just name it guardrail right, like this. Say okay, and yeah, and I see that it actually even in the preview it did not save these extensions properly, and the reason for that is because if I select and go to the ends settings and go to, let's see here, yeah, this is top rail, but if I choose the handrail, you see it's still metal finish chrome, not the paint white. So well, we can change that, but not in here, maybe in on this particular one, because it has this handrails that we have to change. So go to the settings, Command T, I will go to ends, and when I'm here I can choose between different rails, right, different pipes that I have. And remember, we have 4 of them. We have top rail, handrail 1, we really don't have handrail 2, but it is still in the menu, and we just have a rail, which is the bottom one. So let me pick the handrail 1 because that's what we need, and I will click here and say paint white. I say okay, so this is good. Now I need to turn off this particular ends from the top rail. So to do that I should go to ends, and when I'm here I should select the top rail, and I should just say none, so I don't need any ends end components here, and it will turn it off. Now I want to extend, well, I want to extend the top of the guardrail a little bit down here, and then try to connect it with this particular handrail below. So it should look something like in here. So how do I do that? Go to the settings. I will go to, let's see, ends. So I'm at the ends menu. I have top rail selected, and I have just 1 inch extension, which is not, but it's not what I need. I need to turn this to I believe to this mode here. So top rail ends. How do we want it to end, right? We want to break it and turn it down. So I will select this option, and let's see if I will click OK. What we will, okay, we will not see, we will see no changes, and it may be because I have to click Edit, and I have to actually select this particular element, and then I have to go to the settings and see what I can set in here. Yeah, looks like this is 0. We can extend this. Let's just add like 6 inches and see what it will do. Okay, so it turned that to the right side, but we just want to turn it down instead. But we actually, let's see if we can use this setting. So we will turn this down, and this way, yeah, but we need to extend it as well. No, we don't. Sorry, I was a little confused with the actual handrail, right? We have to understand and be focused more. We are working, I'm working on this top rail, right? It's a rail that is top rail. It's not the handrail. So let's look at, I'm oftentimes can get confused with between these two, but let's just keep changing it. So if I would change it back to what it was before, I think like this, it will not really work well. I can even, actually I can try to delete this and see if I can now select, and now yeah, we still need this little inch. Let's see if 1 inch will be enough. So turn this down vertically. I need another inch here. Yeah, it's kind of does that, but, and then yeah, it looks like it's what we need. Now let's probably switch to this because it's not at all what we need in here, the handrail. And for this one, I can change this to 0 because I don't need any radius. And let's see if I can actually yeah, I need to switch to this second option here. And I'll say yes. All right. So it's you see, we actually need to turn this handrail down, and then we need to turn it towards this handrail here. So I just need to turn this segment, right, the sloped railing, to this option here, and it will now finally continue going down. But instead of doing this turn, I actually need to turn it down like this. I think that's what we need. Yes, that's exactly what we need. So let's escape from here, and now we see that we are getting closer. We just need to have less extension here on this side. So I would still turn on the environment so I can see, and I would set this to 4 inches, and it should be about right. We can play with these numbers to be more precise, but now all I need is just to select the other railing, click edit, and I can even click and just drag finally, so I don't have to enter any numbers, and we can see that it's approximately correct. Probably this particular segment needs slightly more than 4 inches, maybe 4.5, something about that. Yeah. So that should be it. It's not really clean, like 100%, unfortunately, because we're trying to kind of connect separate elements. It's really not that easy, but for some reason when I select this and try to change the sloped railing kind of option, how it does not work for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, any of this won't work for me. I was hoping I can change the way how it cut, but anyway, I'll just leave this for right now. I think this little offset here also can be adjustable if you play with the numbers more, but for right now we actually need to connect our guardrail because it's not connected. So how do we do that? Let's zoom out from here and let's open all of the 3D settings so we can check the other, see how I did that one. And so this one I actually did different. I was connecting both segments, and because of that reason I had already a segment here and it was all working and it was connected like nicely. But for this time I was using a different method, and because of that I don't have any segment here. So it looks like we need to at least extend this railing towards here and add another segment, so it will also bring a handrail and top rail and everything with it, including this baluster. So how do I do that? We probably can try to do this in plan. So I'll go to the floor plan. Let me try that, because I think I was hoping that I could connect potentially both top rails, but I need a real segment here in order to really have it connected. So let me select the railing here, and now you see when I select the railing there is this black dot which represents a node, so I can click on it, and now I can click on this little pencil icon. It says continue railing, so that's what I need. I need to continue. I need to build a new segment, so I click on it. You see, now it gives me the option to continue, and I could see when I highlight over this second flight of stairs, it kind of highlights it in blue, and that means it's gonna be connected. So make sure that you have this settings set to be associative, railing and node associativity and the segment associativity. So I would just click once, and then it says enter next node, but I don't need to enter next, I just need to finish. So I would just click again, and it should build that segment. Now we can clearly see that they are not really connected together, so they probably will not work well, but we can continue and see how we can make it better. So, well, first of all, let's do first things first. So I don't need any extension here for right now. Let's select this post and probably change the way how it looks by selecting paint, white, and let's take a look. Okay, so if we look at this segment, there's no pipe like this. There's just this thinner bars that we see. So what I could do, I could potentially just, change the way how this post, inner post looks like. So I could just change it, I believe, to 1/2 inch. Oops. Sorry, I did change. I changed a different setting here. So I'm trying to click faster and making mistakes. But if I go here, yeah, I think it's here. So let's try 1/2 inch and see how that looks. Yeah, I was sure that this was 1/2 inch. And I can click and just move it up so it matches with those. Okay, so this is good. Now, we don't need any fixings on this side, so what I could do, again, select this particular segment, go to the settings, go to handrails, and then there's fixings and fixing distribution, and I can just let's see, maybe I can just turn it off. Yeah, I can turn it off completely, so it will disappear. Looks like we got a fixing here which is like floating in the air, so it's not good, and this connection doesn't look right, but let me select this and see what are the options I have. So this is what's called a gooseneck connection, and let's try to switch to direct. Okay, doesn't work well, but if we go back again and try to extend this by maybe 4 inches, if I remember this right, yeah, it's getting better. Okay, but instead of 4, probably it's 3. Yeah, and again, you have to play with the settings if you want to see. It doesn't really work well with 2, so it's probably like 2 1/4, I believe. Yeah, it's that. Well, this fixing is still not really where exactly we want it to be. It gets more detailed and more complex, this geometry. So there's another method that I was also experimenting where we could potentially have, instead of one segment here, we could divide it into a couple of segments, but like make one horizontal and then slope down, but it will not work because it will change the height of the top railing and the hand. It's not gonna help, so we have to make sure that's the way. It's better to easier to move this fixing. But anyway, I will also change the look of this. Paint white. Yeah, because you can explore the settings for a lot of you can spend a lot of time trying to experiment with this, but I would switch this to direct connection again, and yeah, this is where direct connection doesn't really work. And I think the problem with this is because if I would turn off everything and only leave segments, you can see that this segment is actually higher than this segment. So somehow that's how ArchiCAD built these two automatically, even though they are connected here. But for some reason, this segment is slightly higher, and I think that's the reason why if I turn on the top rail, they are not matching pretty well. So what I found, how to fix this, I think I was able to click on this. See, looks like there's nothing there, but you can still select it. You can try to zoom in and click, and when you click, you can see, oh, okay, this is actually a direct connection. But because there's like this geometry doesn't work that way, you must either add some dimension here, I believe, and kind of change it so it looks more like this, which is not really what we see here. So what we see here is it actually turns a little bit horizontally and then terminates down, but turns down. Excuse me. But then we can change this to, let's see, if I do 2 inches here, yeah, it won't work really. So this is the parameter that will affect the way how it looks, but it's still not the way how we want it to be. So I would probably suggest to switch to this gooseneck connection, say okay, and this is still not what this is, but I think I think it's probably how it's supposed to be. I think they probably just made it the way how they made it, but if you really calculate all of the heights, I think that may be the case, that it will actually end up being like this. But I may be wrong. We need to study more. But yeah, that's what it will look for right now. I will change this to paint white. Just leave it as is right now. Or again, we could just change it to direct connection, and it will just, and then change the, I believe, where was it, 2 inches? Yeah, it's not really, unless we like this solution better, we can leave that and leave it as is. You can leave it as is. Now we need to connect this handrail here, and well, this one is kind of, you just click here and then you just follow, extend the pipe. For some reason I don't see, I hold shift when I'm doing this, and I try to snap to this point here, but it won't let me do it for whatever reason. But I can just, oh, that's because it's actually a pipe. I cannot extend. I can click on the end and go to the extension and then add some more inches here, and then I can control the actual extension. I think so, yeah, that's how it works. This is, well, this was close, but still not the exact dimension. Paint white. But I can now escape from this handrail and rail and edit the other one. Select this extension and just say maybe 4 inches, not 4.5. Yeah, still not, maybe 3.5. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. This is not much better. Still, I'm still not happy with, and I'm not sure why this is not changing the profile how it cuts. But we can just lower this down. See if I can. Let's see if I can snap to any of these points. For some reason I cannot. So then I would just say 6.5 inch. Just try to kind of make it more precise. So maybe 6.3 Yeah, a little bit more. And you can adjust this in the section. But I would escape from here for now, and I think, yeah, so the problem is right now we have with this fixing that is not near the center of that post, and let's see the other one. Oops. The other one is actually right, so because I was thinking to set the offset, but it will also change this one, which we don't need to change. So if I turn on the segment, Let me see. And if I will turn on post, inner post, okay, and then handrails. Yeah, for some reason. Oh, I think I know how I can edit this. We just need to extend this this distance here, because that's what's called a gooseneck connection. I'm sorry, it's actually a direct connection. And by the way, if you hover your cursor over and you don't see, okay, now I can see this tips, you can actually click here on help menu when the ArchiCAD is selected, of course, and just say, it will say show help tags if you don't see it, but right now because it's active it says hide help tags. Anyway, I will go to this handrail connection, which is a direct connection, and I'll try to adjust this horizontal offset. Maybe, let's see if I can do, it was 2¼ let's see if I can do 3 inches and see what this, okay, now I understand what is happening. And that's the problem, because when we lower this down, we can move the fixing so it works just fine, but it does not work with this element, and this element must be here. You cannot move this down because it will be not to code, because it will be below, like lower than this element here, as I understand, because the handrail must be consistent like all the way. So, well, let's select this and probably let's put it back. I'll hit Command Z, and we need to probably think on some different options. Unfortunately, like, there's no like manual control, a custom control of these fixings, and that's the problem. But we could, you know, spend some more time and try to calculate these distances and set it up like how it's supposed to be, but that's something I would probably explore later. I would probably leave this for right now. Yeah, distribute by divisions, distribute by pattern, and distribute by posts. So let's, oh, by the way, I think, oh yeah, because if we do distribute by posts and say okay, you see, it will move this one back and will be exactly where we need it, and this one will be exactly where we need it. But the problem is with this, because we eliminated the post here. And if I would, yeah, right now the baluster is turned off, and the rails, let's turn on all of them. Top rail, yeah. So what we could still do, okay, let's do this. I can activate this curve, which is the end of the guardrail, of the top rail, and instead of, you know, saying 3'2" here, I can just say, I don't know, 2 inches. It will jump up back, and I can now select this post, and now I can actually apply the settings here. So let me try to remember how I can activate it back. There's yeah, looks like I should probably double click on this again. I don't think so. No, it's not gonna help. What if I will change it to square, and maybe, no, still not, doesn't want to change. What can I do? I could potentially, probably, yeah, I think I should just, yeah, it probably will require me to reset all the settings, but I don't want to do that. Let's see if I can change it from here. So I go to the settings and change it to square, and maybe it will, okay, it's only changed here. It did not change there, and it's still not showing me. Trying to understand how can I put it back. Oh, by the way, fixing is off. Can we turn this on and see? Still no fixing. Well, no fixing because no post, and you must have a post. And I just need to find out how. This is the end, it's not that. Just need to find out how do I have to put it back. And I think the only way how I can do this and I can escape is probably to reset all the settings. And remember, because we did change a lot of things here, it's now giving this warning here. So the node is giving the warning. Maybe if I will reset custom nodes and see how that will affect my stairs. Okay, here we go. It added the post, but it also added me a lot of things that I already changed that I don't want to change again. So I'll just do Command Z. Let me leave this for right now. I will just try to remember how I did. I will spend more time later and see if I can find out how do I put this back. Just cannot recall as of right now. I was thinking the option will help, and then kind of this setting. Oh, that actually worked. So what I just did, Command Z, yeah. So you need to click on option and kind of like take these parameters from this particular post. So I click and then I click Command Option and hover my cursor over this post, which is invisible, and then I will click on it and it will give me the post. Well, now since we have the post, I should be able to see the fixings, but let me see. Still don't have that. The reason is probably because this particular this pipe somehow there's an offset, or maybe the fixing is turned off. No, it's on, and we have distribute by post, so that should give me the fixing. But I think because it's like not, it should probably be extended a little bit. Let me see if I can adjust any setting here. Yeah, it's not. Maybe I should still reset. No, I don't want to reset anything. Right, so let's do this. Sometimes you have to like change settings, so do something else, and then it will try to rebuild it again. Here you go. So yeah, I just did that, and it's giving me the fixing. Okay, this is just perfect. All you need to do probably just slightly change this extension just a little bit, not by an inch, but maybe like 3/4. Let's see. Yeah, maybe like 5/8 or so. Oops. Doing something wrong. Okay, 1/4 inch. No, it's not that. So I was at 1 inch originally, and I need like, okay, let's try 7/8. Yeah, here you go. That's that. And I can even select this and click on it and lower this down. See if I can snap. But the profile is cut like this, so I can go to the settings here. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually right there. So you see, it says top ending parallel to slope. I want to change it to horizontal, and voila, this is now just perfect. Okay. I'll escape from here, and I'm now more happy with that rails over there. All right, let's go back to floor plan, and maybe for this second part, I would probably finish this handrail, and then we'll do another break, so we can, and then we can continue. But let's select this handrail and think about this. Why doesn't that even work? Well, if we look at the picture, let's look at this one. We can clearly see that this fixings, first of all, are supporting the extension here, right? And like the same on the other end. But our automatic setting of this handrail is just giving me fixings only along this pipe, but not under the extension, below the extension. So the reason is because if I click edit, and if I would turn on the segment, you will see that this is just one segment, and it basically builds these fixings inside the segment. It does not know how to kind of move that fixing to the end of the pipe. So what I need to actually, and that's one thing, and another problem is this handrail is actually higher than it's supposed to be. And let's look at this in this section, by the way. So escape here, I will build a section through this Stair Flight and open it. And so now we can take a look. So how do you even measure this distance, right? You're supposed to measure from the nosing. So if I click M on my keyboard, it will activate the measure tool, and I can click and I can now measure. Okay, and I see that it's 3 feet above it, which is 36 inches, which is like the correct height, which should be, I believe, between 34 and 38 inches. So 36 should just work just fine. But if you measure now from this level here, right, it's gonna be 3'6" and even a little bit more, which is incorrect. It must be consistent. So this pipe, it should actually continue down a little bit, because there are requirements for how you design each of these ends at the bottom and at the top. So we need to extend this pipe. How do we do this? Well, we can go to the settings, and again, Command T when this is selected, and I can go to my handrail, because this is a handrail, and you see when I activate it on the menu, it is highlighted. And now I can check the settings. Okay, that's just the settings of the pipe. So you can set fixings, but nothing than that. So you actually can have to go to ends, because that's this part, this component is the end that you can set up in here. Now we have to switch from top rail, because we don't even have a top rail. Remember, top rail is that pipe that goes along the guardrail. We need to switch to handrail, and I believe this is probably handrail 1. And if I select it, and now we see, oh, okay, so it has some radius here. Let me see, yeah, radius 2 inches. We don't need any radius, so I would set this to 0 and let's say enter. And now, okay, that was actually this radius here. We couldn't even see, but if I go to 3D, you now see that, oh, okay, it's exactly how it is turned in here. So it's just cut like 45-degree angle. But now, if I go to the settings back again, even in the 3D mode, again, go to ends, select the handrail 1, and this 1 foot 1 is the extension, right? That's what I need to change. And this radius is actually this setting here, 6 inches. So if it's called filleted node. So I should change this to 0, and now you see it will kind of make it how it's supposed to be. But we still need to extend this pipe. So I would go to ends again and select the handrail again. And instead of doing this, I could potentially just hit edit and select the actual component, and then I will be right there. So I don't have to all the time like go to the general settings and then find out. But yeah, there are 2 options. So now we need to extend the pipe, and looks like I'm trying to see where the setting is. 1 inch second extension. This second extension is actually this thing. So if I change this to like 4 inches, you see it changes the distance here. But I'm trying to find the way, how do I, yeah, I think it's right there. So this parameter, horizontal offset, if I change this to, let's say 1 foot, yeah, it changes it up, so it's not the way what we want. We want to change it back to 0. We want to move this down like farther than it is right now. So let's see. This is we already discussed. This one is, let's change this to 6 inches to see what it does. Yeah, this is only changes this direction. So we have this option here, but it will just load this. It was like continue this thing down, but it's not what we want. We want to continue the pipe. So what we can do here, and let me change this back. We need to continue this segment. Oops. So if I look at this in this section and select it, you see that we have a node here, we have a node here, and then it kind of turns down to the floor. Instead, what we actually want, we need to follow this line till the end to the floor. And then if we do that, the handrail will follow that line of the segment. So I'll just click on this reference line, the guideline, which is actually activated. You can activate it here, this little triangle icon. And I can just drag this down and snap it to this blue line, so I can clearly see how my segment should actually be going. And so now I can just click. Let me try to think if I can click here or there. Let's see. If I click on this, I could just extend it up to here. So by another 11 inches. And now, look, now it continued that pipe. But if I would click edit and select the pipe, you see now it gives me like separate segments. And if I will go to 3D, and select it and hit edit and hit segments and nodes, I can see that, oh, it actually gave me another segment here. And so now we will kind of have to set this segment, set this segment. We don't need to have a split between this segment. We just need one consistent segment. So we need to get rid of this point. So I'll escape from here, go back to my section, select the railing, zoom in, click on this point, and now you see if this icon here is activated, which is move node icon, I can now just move it and just snap it to this point here. And yeah, let me just go back and try to do it again so you can see that how it changes the handrail. So once again, I click here and I zoom out so you can see better. And I will click on that point, and now I clearly have this long pipe as one segment. So this is now actually correct extension of that pipe per code. So we are covering this for like by another thread. And if I measure, the distance, it's 3 feet here if I measure from nosing, and it's also 3 feet from here to here. It says actually 3 foot. Yeah, 3 feet. You see, I snapped to that point, and it's exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, it's exactly 3 feet. Now, if I go back to 3D, and if I would select and click edit and click segment, now we see, oh, this is actually one segment, so this is good. Now, the problem with this is that these fixings are still set up somehow incorrectly, because we need a fixing here. We don't need it there, right? We don't, we need to make it like on a picture. And let me zoom out. I'm trying to, I think I built another segment. Let me right click and say show all to just go back to that reference. And I believe I did another segment. Yes, I think so. That's what it is. Exactly. So this is actually a continuation of a pipe. Is not an end. It's not an end. But this little piece is an end. So we need to continue this handrail, this segment. We need to build another segment. Let's go back to our section. We can actually do it in section. So for how long we need that segment to be, I believe this is probably 1 foot, and I think I even saw that somewhere in the floor plan. Let me see. Yeah, so the extension, see, it says 1 foot and 11 inches. This is because this distance from here, and if I hold shift to here, is 11 inches, and then we need another 12 inches to extend this portion of the pipe. So I will select the handrail, and ideally I would need probably some reference point, but let me see if I can click on it. And now I have to click on this little pencil here, see, and it says continue railing, right? So I click on it, and now it starts to build, and you see when I go back it says 0, distance 0, so I don't even need any point of reference. I normally just type, I hold shift, and while holding it, you see I'm changing the distance. I just type R. You can type tab or R, and it will activate this distance, and I'll say 12 inches. Okay, and it wants me to continue building it, but I just close the segment in here. So here we go. Okay, now we have the fixing right here, but our extension is like too long. So let's go to the 3D and try to change it. So what we need here, instead of, I can click edit, select the extension, and I don't need 1 foot 1 anymore. Let me see if I can do 0. Yes. So this is our 12-inch extension. Let's see what that is. Oh, I actually got a direct connection here with some more offset, which I don't need. I don't need, let me see. Yeah, that's direct connection. This is good. I will change this to 0. And I think I don't need anything here. Let me see exactly. So this is that 12-inch extension, and this little, well, now it's like the entire pipe, but we know that we just extended it up to here, which is correct. Now, what we still need to do, we need to make sure that we do have only one fixing, like we do have in here, and zoom out and try to. I think I probably did another segment there. Let me see if that's what I did. Yes, so I did another segment here, and in this condition we will do it slightly different. We don't need to go up by 11 inches and then turn. We can turn. We have to turn right at this point and move by 12 inches. So I would again go back to that section, select the railing, and click on this point, and now you see it starts to build another segment. So I hold shift, and while I move I just type R, and I will release shift and just type 12 inches, say enter, and just click again. All right, this is good. We now have a correct handrail. We just need to finish with this extension, with this handrail end, by changing this to 0, and I think, yeah, this we can measure. I don't know how much is from that distance, but we have to check the offset, but I'll change that to 4 inches for now. This is good. Now this fixing, it looks like it works. Now what we need, the last thing is, well, almost the last, we need to turn off this and that fixing, because we just need one, like on this picture we have 3, 1, 2, 3. So I will select this handrail. Oh, and by the way, looks like we still have some element that is not fixed. Let's also change that. This is direct connection. It has some radius here I need to change to 0. Need to change that to 0, and here it is. Now it's just perfect. So finally, let's select this railing. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in properly, and go to the settings, Command T, and go to fixing distribution, and here it says distribute by pattern, and this is fine. We're just gonna change the size from 4 feet to, let's say, 10 feet. How about that? Say okay, and you see the both the left and right fixings just disappeared because the 10 is a longer distance from the center. Remember, the pattern starts from the center. So because of that reason, they just simply disappeared because there's no room for them to be present. So I will escape from here and I will select it and just change the finish, and we should be good with this one. I will go to my handrails while this is selected, go to here, select 3D representation, and override this with paint white, and also the fixings as well. I'll say okay, and you see it didn't fix all of the elements, and this is, again, I think it's some sort of a bug because it should fix it, but we have this warning. And again, the problem is that, at least what I found while I was trying to model it, when you try to change some of the settings, it will then somehow not work after that when you try to override all of the materials like globally. So even though we changed the fixings and the rail to white, this rail is still not white. And the only reason to be able to override the entire element is after you will click and reset the segment or node, or both of them. So we don't want to do that. We already set it up. We just want to click edit, select the pipe, and just go to the settings of it and just change it also to white as well as this. All right, now it's white. The very last thing, I'm not sure how long this segment is. Oh no, that's we already fixed. This one should be 1 foot per our section. So if I go back to section, now yes, exactly. So we have this extension. Once again, this height should be 3 feet, the same as anywhere else if we measure from the nosing. 3 feet, and same should be here. 3 feet, and same should be, well, I don't have the any floor here, but if I would draw it and measure from here, it should be, yeah, 3 feet high. All right, this was great. I think I'm 100% happy with this handrail, how it looks, just as it looks on the picture, on the photo here on the left. So yeah, the only thing is probably this distance, the extension right here, which we could measure and change based on the whatever needs we have per project reference. I would stop the video now. It was good enough, I think, of modeling. So I hope it is helpful, and we're gonna continue in the next videos with the rest of the stairs. Hope it was helpful. Thank you.